Long before Europeans mapped the Amazon, before empires rose and collapsed across continents, there were whispers of a city hidden beneath the jungle, a place of stone swallowed by roots. Where pyramids stood beneath rainforest canopies and roads vanished into wilderness so dense even sunlight struggled to enter. For centuries it was dismissed as fantasy, another lost city myth born from conquistador greed. But what if the legend was never a myth at all? What if the greatest lost civilization in the Americas was not buried in desert sands, but concealed beneath the largest jungle on Earth? In 1541, Spanish explorer Francisco de Orellana descended the Amazon and returned with extraordinary claims. He spoke of densely populated kingdoms lining the riverbanks, its advanced settlements, fortified towns, and immense societies hidden in what Europeans believed was untamed wilderness. Historians mocked him, said no civilization of scale could survive in Amazon soil. The jungle was too hostile, too poor, too wild. For centuries, Orellana was dismissed as a liar, but the Amazon keeps strange ways of preserving truth. In the 20th century, explorers flying over remote sections of rainforest began spotting geometric shapes where none should exist. Perfect circles, squares, ancient earthworks, lines too precise to be natural. Then archaeologists on the ground uncovered something astonishing. Beneath the jungle floor lay roads, canals, engineered terraces, and settlement networks stretching for miles. Not random ruins, a civilization. And suddenly, a forbidden possibility emerged. What if the Amazon had once held cities, real cities? Vast, organized, powerful societies swallowed by the forest itself. That question led to one of the most controversial expeditions in modern archaeology. In the early 1980s, a small team entered a remote basin near the upper Amazon, following indigenous stories about stone structures hidden beyond flooded forests. The team expected ceremonial remnants. What they claimed to find was something far greater: walls beneath vines, massive carved stones, stairways descending into earth, and according to one surviving account, the outline of a stepped structure larger than anything believed possible in the region. Yet almost nothing from the expedition became public. Funding vanished. Records disappeared into academic silence. Officially, findings were inconclusive. Unofficially, rumors spread that the discovery challenged everything scholars thought they knew about Amazon history. Then satellites changed everything. In the 21st century, LiDAR scanning began revealing what jungle canopies had hidden for centuries. Entire urban patterns emerged under forest cover. Causeways, defensive earthworks, massive settlements linked in networks. Some researchers suggested populations in the millions may once have thrived in the Amazon. Millions, in what was once considered empty wilderness. It was a revelation so profound it rewrote history. But among these discoveries were anomalies, even more unsettling. Deep in inaccessible regions, scans showed symmetrical formations buried beneath impossible terrain. Some resembled ceremonial complexes. Others suggested monumental structures. One formation became known informally as the Ghost Citadel, a geometric mass hidden under dense jungle where no modern settlement existed. Reaching it would take weeks through swamp and forest few outsiders had crossed, yet legends about such a place had existed for generations. Indigenous communities told of an ancient city consumed by the jungle after its rulers defied spirits of the river. A myth, perhaps, until modern data began echoing the story. In 2016, an exploratory team entered the region hoping to verify the anomaly. What they found remains disputed. Some say the structures were natural stone formations mistaken for ruins. Others claim evidence of carved blocks and engineered platforms was photographed but suppressed until peer review. One researcher reportedly described standing atop a mound where roots wrapped around stone steps descending underground. Beneath them, he claimed, hollow chambers echoed. But excavation never advanced. Floods, funding problems, political restrictions all halted the mission. The city remained hidden, and mystery deepened. Because the real question was never whether ancient people lived in the Amazon. That was already proven. The question was whether a true monumental city, perhaps forgotten for 1,000 years, still lies beneath the forest. Some believe such a discovery could rival lost civilizations, like the Maya, or even alter our understanding of human development in the Americas. Others think the obsession reflects our ancient hunger for hidden empires. Yet history has repeatedly favored the impossible. Troy was once myth. So was Machu Picchu. So were entire lost kingdoms later unearthed. Why should the Amazon be different? But there is something darker surrounding this legend. Some stories say explorers searching for the hidden city disappear. In 1925, British explorer Percy Fawcett vanished while pursuing what he called the lost city of Z somewhere in Brazil. He believed a sophisticated ancient civilization existed in the jungle. Most called him mad. Then he disappeared forever. No confirmed trace was found. His fate became legend. Some say he died in the wilderness. Others believe he reached something he was not meant to find. To this day, his mystery fuels speculation. The Amazon keeps his secret. More unsettling still are accounts from local guides who refused to enter certain zones, believed cursed not by spirits, but by the dead of forgotten cities. They speak of stone roads beneath roots, unnatural mounds swallowed by jungle, and places where birds stop singing. They warn some ruins are not abandoned, they are sleeping. It sounds like folklore until archaeology keeps catching up. Consider Terra Preta, the dark, fertile soil discovered across the Amazon. Once thought natural, it is now believed largely human-made, evidence of massive, sophisticated land management. The jungle itself may partly be engineered by vanished civilizations. Imagine that. It's the greatest wilderness on Earth, shaped in part by lost human hands. What else lies hidden, if even the forest carries their fingerprints? Some theorize an entire urban network once stretched across the basin. Cities made not of towering, exposed stone like Egypt, but earthworks, timber monuments, and structures long consumed by vegetation. A civilization adapted to rainforest life so completely, it vanished into the ecosystem itself. Not destroyed, absorbed. Yet a few researchers whisper of something grander. A central ceremonial metropolis still undiscovered, true Amazonian lost city. If real, why has no one found it conclusively? Because the Amazon hides better than desert or mountain ever could? Ruins disappear in decades beneath roots and moss. Rivers shift and erase roads. Floodplains swallow evidence. What survives may lie buried beneath layers of jungle, thicker than walls. And modern exploration barely touches much of it. Vast regions remain rarely studied. Entire river systems remain undersurveyed. Some places humans have never conducted systematic archaeology at all. Which means the lost city may not be legend waiting to be disproven. It may be discovery waiting to happen. There are even stories of carved stone faces glimpsed in remote ravines, megalithic blocks protruding after landslides, hidden staircases revealed only during drought. Most reports remain unverified. But enough exists to keep the myth alive. And then there is the terrifying possibility few mention. What if the city is hidden because something made it vanish suddenly? Some legends speak of plague, others war. Others environmental collapse so severe the jungle reclaimed everything. But darker tales suggest deliberate abandonment, as though survivors fled something, invaders' catastrophe, or beliefs so feared they were carried into silence. Archaeology offers no evidence for supernatural doom, yet human imagination rushes where evidence fades, and mystery grows strongest in those shadows. Imagine discovering a city untouched for 1,000 years beneath rainforest canopy. Stone temples wrapped in giant roots, plazas where jaguars roam. Ancient chambers sealed beneath mud and vines, murals revealing a civilization history forgot. It sounds cinematic, but increasingly, it sounds possible. In recent years, new LiDAR surveys in the western Amazon uncovered massive settlement patterns many compare to urban planning. Roads aligned across kilometers, reservoir systems, monumental platforms. Some scholars now argue the Amazon may once have hosted societies rivaling classical civilizations in complexity. If that is true, we may be standing at the edge of one of history's greatest rediscoveries. But the lost city legend carries something archaeology alone cannot explain: its strange persistence. Why did so many unrelated traditions speak of hidden stone kingdoms in the jungle long before science took them seriously? Why did explorers repeatedly chase the same impossible vision? Why do discoveries keep moving the myth from fantasy toward plausibility? Perhaps because legends sometimes preserve memory long after facts erode. City remembered as myth until evidence catches up. Somewhere under those endless green canopies, beneath rivers, roots, and centuries of silence, there may still be stairways descending into forgotten chambers. There may be walls no sunlight has touched in 1,000 years. There may be inscriptions waiting to rewrite history. Or perhaps the greatest secret is not a single lost city, but the realization the Amazon itself once was a civilization landscape beyond anything we imagined. Either truth is astonishing, but part of the mystery remains darker, because explorers still vanish, expeditions still fail, remote anomalies remain unresolved. The jungle still closes over every trail, and somewhere out there beyond satellite grids and flooded forest, something may still stand hidden, waiting. Percy Fawcett once wrote that civilization may have risen in the Amazon long before recorded history suspected it. At the time, people laughed. Today, fewer laugh, because the impossible has begun leaving evidence. And every new discovery makes one question harder to ignore. What if the greatest lost city on Earth has been hidden in plain sight all along, concealed not beneath sand or ice, but beneath the breathing green ocean of the Amazon? If one day explorers cut through untouched jungle and find colossal ruins where legends placed them, history will not call it myth fulfilled. It will call it memory recovered. Till then, the lost city remains where it has always lived, half in science, half in legend, somewhere beyond the last mapped river, somewhere beneath roots older than empires, somewhere the jungle still refuses to surrender. And perhaps that is fitting. Some mysteries should resist easy answers, because the idea of a forgotten civilization sleeping beneath the Amazon does more than challenge history. It reminds us how much of Earth still lies unknown. And maybe even now, while satellites pass overhead and rivers move through the dark, ancient stones remain buried beneath leaves, waiting for footsteps to return, waiting for the lost city to be found again.